Okay, so TurGo is an application where you can create tutoring for tutor places or courses like that. It's similar to ManagePay and Google Classroom. And so we here have a sign up page and we can select a bunch of stuff and sign things up. So for example, I want a name to be George and a nickname to be Russell. So we can set that up and then can set the date of birth here. There you go, and then we can select the education. And as you can see, here it's like a customizable sort of thing. So it's dynamic to what's selected as the role. So if I were to select this admin, then it would show up nothing because I haven't created that one yet. And if I were to select the parent, it will show the connect to account instead of the select interest of course, right? So we're gonna select student here, and of course you're gonna be able to select other things as well. So we can select, for example, keyboard, for example, English, right? George is from K, so he likes English, and Bimbo. Okay, phone number. You can add a random phone number, and next wouldn't work now because we haven't really um create fill out the form entirely. So if we were to fill the form entirely, it will work. Okay, now for the password. There's a requirement, right? There's a requirement of one of the things that needs to be fulfilled in order to successfully create a password, and we can test that out by having, for example, like that. If I would have only typed like that, it would only fulfill two out of the five requirements. So if I would complete all of them, we'll be able to have a strong one, right? And then so we click next right now, doesn't match, so we need to match it. So there's a check for that one as well, in case you're wondering. And so here you can confirm password and everything like that. You can save it to Google Manager because we're connected to Firebase, which means every Google thing is like really integrated here. And you can see the summary here over here. So let's just click sign up here, and it should get us to into this sign in page. So below here, I will just put it down. And you can see that we've just created a new George Russell and also showed in the authentication. Now we can sign in with that email, that password, and it'll bring us to an empty, supposedly empty dashboard because we haven't drawn anything, right? So this is the main first look of what the dashboard looks like. And let's just see a bunch of stuff here. We have my courses. Of course, we haven't joined anything. So if we click on explore courses, um, yeah, there's no interest because the interested course has not been created yet. And so we'll review on how we can create as an admin later on. So of course there's no schedule and there's no teachers and no anything, and the mails and notifications are also empty. So let's get out of this account and let's try out the notifications enabled, and let's try out the what was it called, the profile picture. So it's a great time to change our profile picture into something more interesting, right? So if I were to select this one as my profile picture because he looks like George Russell, it would later on get into this yeah, profile being updated. Look at that. And it's also being updated into our Cloudinary. So that's something I forgot to pop up here. But it should show up in our Cloudinary here. So Cloudinary is where we store files. So the TurGo Firebase is used to store our um, data in JSON format. So that's the objects and stuff like that. While the assets and PDFs and files like that will be stored into Cloudinary. So everything here is access to an API, right? Cloudinary, we got an API key and everything like that. So we select this, and since there's no preview, we can just go to open, we can go to copy URL, and we can actually just paste it over here. As you can see, the pictures just pop up here. So that's working perfectly. Next, we would like to get out of this account. Let's try to get sign out. First of all, yeah, let's just sign up. We'll do the test again with others here later on. And so we can also do the sign in with the Google, and this time, since that's a fake Gmail account, we would want to use a real Gmail account to do this. So a bunch of real email account that I want to use here. So for example, I want to use the first email, which is the ones that is a teacher, right? But I don't want to use that because the teacher's already loaded on the second phone. So I'm gonna load up the second student which have joined a bunch of courses and stuff like that, so we can show up how it looks. And so here's the first look of what a someone who has schedules and everything like that. So there's the upcoming, there's histories, like that. So this is the pre-schedule, and as you can see, it's a real-time database. So that means that every data is taken from the database here. So you can see there's time that it takes for the thing to load everything up, right? So if we go to task list, it'll take a while for it to load because the system isn't quite as efficient as I would possibly want because we're using a system where we need to load the entire Firebase class, Firebase extended class implemented Firebase. So essentially, it's just a string ID version of a real class, where in the real class, a require update class would have a bunch of objects, and instead of having storing all of the objects, we replace them by string IDs. And when we want to retrieve the full object, we need to construct it using recursion. So, anyways, we can see here that we've already submitted, so we can see that it is marked complete, but there are some tasks that we haven't submitted yet. So let's try to submit a file. And so theoretically, when I submit a file, teacher should get a notification that someone has already uploaded a file. But I haven't actually tested in the teacher's part yet. I've only tested the notification when the teachers assign an agenda. So I'm going to, for example, select a document, a proper document to submit as the task. Let's just see some documents here. We can, for example, select this one, right? Red Dead Redemption 2, no problem. We're going to submit the files over here. So let's just click that, and it's going to wait to upload, and hopefully it will generate a notification on. Okay, that didn't work really well, but that's fine. It's just a bug, but yeah, should be able to open it safely again. So yeah, the notification is not showing there yet, but that's fine. But main thing is we need to see that we have the schedules and task to dos and stuff like that. Upcoming schedule is not shown here, but it's fine. It's just a little bug. We can fix that later. Um, yeah, but the schedules here upcoming is of course it's shown here. This list of schedules here, and let's see how we can join explore courses. So for example, here I have the piano course, and for example, I would want to join this course, but instead of using the same account, let's use a different account so we can experience having multiple different students on one course. So let's use another student account actually. Let's use this one. I don't know if it's still available or not. Yeah, it's not. I've already completed this account. Yeah. So select all. I'm gonna delete that. Let's see if I have another account. Oh, let's use the account that we just created, George Russell one, and let's join the course from there. See if it works or not. So, going to the courses, we have the Explore courses. Oh, well, that's a bit of a problem. Well, anyways, let's just go to the admin now and see if the admin works. So, we can go sign in and we can go to the admin's account. I have the admin account here. And if we log in, we should be able to create something of the interest of that student. So, in that, I specifically selected courses that have not been created yet. So, coach management, view all courses, which see all of the courses, which all of them doesn't have that. Okay, that's an error again. none of them are suitable for course interested. So this is I've done this on purpose in the sense that it only shows what the person is interested, the student is interested on. So I'm going to create a new course. And I'm going to fulfill the requirement of the same course type interest, right? So I'm gonna go course name, and then I would just write, for example, English language literature, right? And then selecting the course type, will be selecting English here, and let's just random description, lorem ipsum as our description. And we can only have we only have one teacher here, be myself here over here with the profile, and then let's just go next, and then let's select a day. This is daytime arrangement, right? So a scheduled configuration means that just you can just select the days you're available and like what time you start being available and what time do you end. So for here, I would select like that and like that, and I would select the room here and select the number of meetings. I would want a limit to a meeting. For example, I would only want to have a maximum of 50, for example, 5 meetings. So any other meetings would that exceeds that amount of meeting would not be able to register to this course. So let's see. I get fifth. I think six is quite tiring, right? So let's see. This is the correct constraint, but let's try with a wrong constraint where the start time is after the end time. So if we create that, the time constraint is not valid. So that's a way of error handling, right? So I think that doesn't make any sense here. We need to select it's a 24-hour format. So let's select this one, and let's select another day of Sunday, for example. Can add another schedule, and we can also delete it like so. Add it back. Okay, we can set the prices for this. For the hourly rate, we can select for example, $24, and the base fee of, for example, $20. We can set a discount of, for example, 12%, and we can tick these. It'll just adjust with the configuration and everything like that. So for now, it's just an auto accept students because I've implemented the mail that gives to the teacher and the administration that the student is trying to apply, and it's not an auto accept course, right? So we're going to go next, and the last page is the course media, of course. We can select a banner and the course logo, and of course we can select it by our own. For example, we want our own banners and stuff like that. Maybe, for example, I want this adhesive to be my banner, and I want the logo to be also something else. Let's see. I want the room change to be my logo, and then the gallery image, which shows just the things that the courses have done, just a portfolio for the teacher, right? So we can click done and should create the course properly. And as of course, it's going to upload it into Cloudinator first. So there's like a great interface for for the application to show the user that we're uploading the image to Cloudinator first, and then now it's all done. We have created the course successfully. So um, uh, other than that, we need to select a room. Yeah, we need a room for the thing. So these are the selection of the room, and I think I forgot to add the selection of the room on the create course section, but that's fine. We can create rooms here. We can delete rooms. For example, I want to create a room name, for example, party 101, and it's going to go for random course types and capacity go maximum. And then of course that's not a good one. So for example, I want to delete it, so I can just do that, delete confirm, and it'll delete it. So let's actually test if it's added into here. So for example, I would add it again. See, it's added to the database, and so let's just keep it there for now. User management haven't really deal with that yet, so let's just sign out and let's see the um register course, right? So going to George Russell, going to log in. Okay. Let's see. For the explore courses, should be a new one. There you go. Shows up right there. And we can see that there's the logo there, there's an image over there, and there's no description because I apparently forgot to put a description, I think. And also, there's a feature here where it sort of says autofill. So this feature essentially just, for example, I've saved something. For example, school here is Harvard, and the education level is, for example, doctorate. Yeah, and we can say autofill right now doesn't work because we haven't saved anything, right? But we can save it here, and let's actually view the here. It'll add the school and stuff. So if we click save, and yes, it'll save it right there, and the education level will be saved over somewhere over here. I can find it. Level. Yeah. Anyways, graduation level over there. Doctorate, if I spell it correctly. So now if I were to remove everything from it and click autofill, it will automatically fill it for me. Okay, so the reason for joining is just going to be random. I don't really care. So private, and this is the create a good part of the thing where, look at this, if I were to select more like 120 minutes, not all of the teachers on the schedule select. Remember when we create the schedule, we not all of the days the teacher is available for 120 minutes. So this will adjust to how many schedules that there is on that. How many time, how much minutes it's available for that schedule, how much is the teacher willing to accept, right? So say two. So 60 minutes, of course, can fit into both of them, and we can select a bunch of these. I haven't really designed a proof way to proof on how the different, probably just the different pricing to show right now. So here's also a really good method, a really good engineering. Also, let's collapse to show it's working. Um, it's a really creative design on my end that I can engineer something like this where it's very hard to abstract a something that you would usually just take out of from like if we were to register to a person talking person to person and then abstracting that into a Google form, for example, where you fill it manually, the time fill it manually into something like this, where it's just buttons and scroll wheels and there's no manual typing. It's a very unique design here, and I think it looks really plain. So, by the way, let's see, that's a $464 a month. This is a save of 12%, and this is per week. And let's actually try if we would to try, if we were to select group mode, I think we would get a cheaper price, hopefully, yeah? It will show that a program actually calculates it correctly. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Apparently not. Okay, I think that's a bug somewhere. But yeah, it's going to be something to fix on the near future. So let's just try it again for other things, and yeah, it's going to be buggy. So that's fine. Let's just join and fail to join the course. Please try again. Maybe there's something empty over here. I haven't filled out yet. Okay, it's going to crash on me. Well, let's try that. Okay. I'm going to try that again. Um, okay, it doesn't work. It's the room tag ID here, right? And so it says it's a null object reference, which means that it's not yet set because remember that we haven't set it yet because the create course haven't actually added the feature to add things like that. So let's go into the database here and modify it ourselves. Um, get room tag, so that means it's on the rooms, one of these rooms. where it doesn't have room tag. But no, it's a room type on a null object of room, so the object of room is null. That's because we haven't set the room on the schedule in some way. I think it's on the schedule. So where's the new room here? This is the new room ID, so we can just add that one into the schedule. So let's go collapse this. Let's go to schedules and which one is the new one? I have no idea. Needs to be of the new course, right? So have I actually joined? No idea. Let's see. Course. Where's the course? And here, let's see the students here. No. Student course? No. Why is it then? It's not working properly. Yeah, it's course taken over here. So we need to find a schedule where it has 94B in the font. So we're going to go into schedules 94B. Of course 94B. There you go. I'm gonna add the room tag. Wait, it's already assigned over here. That's weird. Yeah, it's not yet assigned on this one though. So that should fix it. So if we were to go back into the setup we have here, we should be able to make this one fit over here now on the top. And let's open it again, and I think it should resolve the problem. There you go. Okay, no, never mind, doesn't work. Um, okay, what was going on there? Try to open it again. See, now the errors are different. Errors we got here is not yet loaded. So let's see. Okay, well everything's getting fixed behind the scenes. Let's get back now on the teacher side. Let's log in with the wait, what happened there? Try that again. Oh, yeah, I forgot to remove the sign out here because I'm trying to reset that time. So I'm gonna update it on this one. Also gonna update it on this one too. So now it doesn't automatically sign out every time I sign in. And so here you can see we have um this one. Let's try using our Google account to sign in. And there you go. And let's see the teachers feature. And that's one of the things that stands out here is the notification feature which I've tested and should work on uh, assigning the student the task, right? So we're gonna assign it to not the math class, but more of the Mandarin fun class. And let's sign in actually to make sure that it works and everything like that. So I'm gonna sign into my school, the student account here that I've joined the course. And so let's create a task called hello world ni hao. That's just a random name. Let's enable the Dropbox and everything like that. And let's select a date. Yeah, select it so it becomes late. Let's test a late feature, right? And we're gonna set it to, for example, random time like that. We're gonna publish assignment also has tick the notify student that we can, if this can just get away for a second. Anyways, yeah, publish assignment. That's great. Successfully we will scroll here, we can see that just right now there's a notification going on, right? So that's good. So if we go here, there's a new assignment. So it's gonna be on the past task because it's already late, right? So it's here, and then we can select a file, right? And let's just do this one. We can submit it over here and it'll have a mark as late. Okay, there you go. You can see it's marked late right there. And also there's a notification now, it's working, that there is the new submission. Rafael Leao has submitted Hello World Ni Hao. Okay, that's a pleasant to hear. Yeah, I don't expect it to work, but it works. So, going to the view task, we can see past task, we can see that someone has submitted here and it's just that it's late, so that works perfectly. So while we're here, let's try to change it. If we were to change it to ni hao, hello, well, and save it like that, if I were to reload that, I haven't really implemented in real time. It's just like, it's just called real time, but okay, that works. Look at that. If I refresh that, it works and everything like that. So, um, let's move on to the agenda here. Let's try to upload an agenda. Obviously, channel doesn't have any students, right? So let's go in math, select the student, select date, select it. For example, I want text this time. So let's set an agenda. And there you go. There's a notification there going on. Posted a agenda. So that's task and that's agenda. So there's different notifications for both of them. Okay, so going to courses here, going to math, and we can see the agenda going on over here. That's the new agenda, but we can see the past agendas on clicking the view full agenda and see there's this one and that one. And so yeah, this one is I think it's a different course, yeah. It's math. So I don't know which one I selected there, but anyways, it works previously. Um, so this one recent submissions, which is very interesting, and um, task. Yeah, I don't think it has updated yet. This is a quite old one, and so the recent submission hasn't yet gone here. But for example, the teacher wants to open submission. Or for example, wait, let's see what are the schedules the teachers have. We can have the schedule on the meeting mode and stuff like that, and it just crashes apparently. And we don't have any logs, which is weird. I only filtered some. It's not that I filtered all of it. Okay, apparently I've filtered the wrong thing. Anyways, let's get back in. So see notifications for everything working perfectly. So we can view the schedules here. There's also this, and you can see logs and everything like that, and daily time frame and the meeting time frame. Okay, it doesn't work. Anyways, let's test the changing of accounts. We're gonna test that on this one. I don't know if things that. Oh yeah, I've been testing mail. Yeah, so let's just test the mail first. And this one, going to see the things that we've sent. Yeah, it's gonna load, right? So it's shown that it's from this one, and let's create a new mail. And the feature here that is really important, and it's really cool, is that you can have message bodies, and like it's like a you can set it to bold and stuff like that. And so if we switch it to rough file layout, for example, we search someone else's account, for example, who's this thing? George. Right, we can select George, we can select to file, allow, okay? And then we can select the subject line, stuff like that. And message board, just try setting it to bold. And the way it works actually is passing like the styles, and we need to actually save it. So if I were to go to the database here, we can see that on the rich body there's like a bunch of um data regarding the textile range and everything like that. It's basically showing chart character index on which a style is present. So certain characteristic of a style, for example, a combination of bold and italic would be shown from character index of something to something. So let's do that. And let's also select an attachment here. And we don't actually have anything here, so let's not do that, I guess. We don't have anything. So we have draft here. So we can click draft, and it's supposed to lead us to the draft menu, but doesn't, because I forgot to do that. But let's just go back. We can go to the draft here, and we can see that it's being drafted over here. So we can see that it still has the users, but the George is apparently missing. So let's add the heading back. So it's a flaw, another flaw of the application. So let's just send it now. And I don't know if it's going to pop us a notification or not. I don't think so, because mail is not included. It's one of the things to emails. Anyways, let's go to the student and let's go to the mail. And there should be the new email here, which has everything like that. Oh, that's 3 days ago. Okay, let's see if there's a new email. There you go. That's 0 minutes. And it shows the timing works, right? It's 3 days ago. I've tested it 3 days ago and stuff like that. So the mail works, the notification, here's the notification. You can also view all of the notifications here. And you can see the lock has going crazy and everything like that. I don't think clicking it has to do anything like that. So yeah, that's it. I think that's all. As a last resort, let's just try to change the email, right? So, let's see. If I were to change the email, I would be able to do so. How would I be able to do so? For example, I want to change my name, right? I want to change my name to Rex Lapis, right? And I have an email of that one. So, for example, I want to use this email, and I want to go to my Rex Lapis account, and I would want to go to the spam here, because it's going to go to the spam section because it's not verified yet. So that's fine. Anyways, let's go back and let's change our email that is on our contact over here. So if I were to change the email, this is a really cool feature where I'm able to change the email. So it's using the Google's um, Firebase's utility to do so. So the email here is going to be this one and gmail.com. So it's going to verify us. It's going to ask us for the confirmation of the thing. So let's just do that. Paste it over here. Send verification. and we need to re-authenticate ourselves. So it's this, which one is it? I think it's this one, yeah. And so we can continue, and it's going to send an email to this account. There you go. It pops up right here perfectly, and then we can confirm it over here. And it's as soon as as soon as we verified it, and let's check it out on this one. Yeah, we're going to have to load it again, I think. Contact. Okay, if it crashes, so that's fine. We can go back and then oh yeah, because yeah. So I've already had a warning there, so that if you change the emails, you're gonna get signed out. So you need to sign back in with the correct email. I'm gonna use the email on the Rex left and see if it works or not. Let's see a moment of truth if it works or not. And hopefully it does. There you go. Works perfectly. Okay, I think that concludes our stuff right here. Creating a task will also give us like things. Oh yeah, I've forgot to mention a feature here where let's try this one, schedules, and we can change the day to whatever. And we can also add an agenda, add a viewed task that we have done, submissions and stuff like that. And we can also select. So if we have to, where we want to have multiple students, we can select them, and it will automatically be selected on the this one, and it'll the course there will be allocated to the ones where we um like if we were to select the Mandarin Fund course, it would set the course to Mandarin Fund. Whereas if I were to do it from here, we would have to do it manually, right? Because we haven't selected anyone yet. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope it's insightful. I hope it shows, yeah, some duplicates here and there uh, can be fixed on the future. Something that can't be fixed. The daily one is just to represent the day. So today is Tuesday, and there's no meetings on Tuesday, so um, it's not going to show anything. And let's just verify the completed meetings here. So it says one. If we go to schedules here, we can see the schedule is Monday. So yeah, it's valid in the sense that Monday has been completed, and the rest is Wednesday, Thursday, which hasn't been completed yet. So there's the history over here of the past meetings. Previously, I haven't joined the other courses yet, so that's it. And the upcoming is like the pre-schedule. So the way it works is that it has a timer in the sense that every few weeks it's gonna add the new meetings pre-scheduled. The system's gonna schedule it by itself. So that's it. I think that concludes our app review over here. I don't think I missed any features. Oh, I forgot. Let's try to open up the image or a submission from a student. Let's go to math and let's go to view task and then test notification. I don't, yeah, get a Mac icon. Also, I forgot. There's an option where if you don't have the Dropbox on, for example, let's find ones where there's no Dropbox. If I can see, you can mark it as done and mark it as not done. They'll save it, so it's just gonna mark it done. So this one's without Dropbox. And so if I were to find ones with a submission, if there is one. Okay, there isn't. So yeah, I guess there's a bit of bug there where it doesn't show it from here. Maybe I'm looking at it from the wrong perspective. Um, let's see. Let's see one going to math and view task, test notifications, solution. Yeah, that one doesn't work yet. So it works previously, but it doesn't work now. So that is all. So for this video. Thank you very much, and it's going to be 40 minutes.